Unless you've been living under a rock for the last 2 months or so, you've probably heard about ChatGPT. Indeed, the entire internet is talking about it, creating content about it, and therefore I thought it would be a good idea to see how we can leverage this new technology as content creators. So, in this video, I'm going to show you how to turn ChatGPT into your personal assistant. Let's go! What is up everyone, Ronnie here. Welcome back to our channel. This is the best place for you to learn all about Canva and more. Like today. Today we're not going to talk about Canva so much, but about ChatGPT and how you can leverage this new technology as a content creator. During your life, you will come across some very transformative technology, maybe a few times. And I feel like we are living through one of these times. ChatGPT and generative AI in general is transforming, I wouldn't go as far as saying transforming society, but it is definitely transforming the internet and will have a major impact on how we work, how we search, and how we interact with our computers. And this is by far the really beginning of this new era, this new technology. And of course, just like always, at the beginning of a technology shift, there is a lot of blur, there is a lot of uncertainty, but from what I understood, this tech is here to stay. There is some big investment behind it, namely Microsoft, and this is going to change or disturb the way we use the internet. So we might as well dive into it today and start seeing how we can leverage this technology to really fully benefit from its potential. And believe me, the potential is huge. All right, so let's dive into it. In this video, we are going to quickly see how to get started with ChatGPT, and then we'll jump into a bunch of different tasks that I've asked ChatGPT to conduct for me as a content creator. All right, so let's start at the beginning. ChatGPT, GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, is a chatbot launched by a company called OpenAI in November of 2022. So not so long ago, this is still very recent. And the chatbot is built upon a large language model developed by OpenAI called GPT 3.5. So that's why we call the bot ChatGPT. If this is the first time you use ChatGPT, you will need to go to openai.com and create an account there. Once you have an account, you should be able to log into ChatGPT. Now, at this stage, it is possible that you run into this screen when you try to log on to ChatGPT saying that ChatGPT is at capacity right now. Now, that is because the entire internet is talking about it. Remember, I told you there's a massive buzz around this new technology, and therefore everybody wants to try it. And when everybody wants to try a website, being any website, usually the website is kind of breaking under the traffic. So sometimes this happens. Hopefully it doesn't happen to you when you are watching this video. And when you finally manage to log into ChatGPT, this is what you should do. This is the ChatGPT home screen, I would say. So you will see a couple of examples of how to communicate with ChatGPT right here. You will see a summary of what ChatGPT can do. So it remembers you, it remembers the conversation. It allows you to tweak the conversation on the fly as it goes to give it specific directions, and also it has some filters to avoid people asking legal stuff or inappropriate queries prompt into ChatGPT. Also some limitation here that I will let you read for yourself. So the way this works is that you will use this text box right here at the bottom to start inputting information into ChatGPT. So this could be a question, it could be a request for information, or it could be a casual statement, really anything you want. You can copy paste a relatively large prompt right here in this box, and you will see how this could really play into our advantage later in the video. So the way it works is that ChatGPT will use its machine learning capabilities and analyze first your prompt and then generate a logical response to what you asked in that box. Then you can continue the conversation. That's why we call these conversations or chats. Then you can ask GPT to refine the answer or to rephrase this in a different way, or you can basically build up on this conversation just like if it was a human interaction, just like if you were talking to a real person. So that's what makes ChatGPT different, I would say, from normal search engine like Google, is that human interaction type of dialogue, conversation you can have with it. So without further ado, let's give it a try. The first thing I did, obviously, the first time I tried ChatGPT, is that I used it to generate some content ideas for my business, for our Canva YouTube channel. So one basic way of doing this is simply to ask the chat, can you write me 10 tutorial ideas for my YouTube channel about Canva? Okay, it's very basic prompt. Let's go and see what ChatGPT can generate for us. So creating a professional resume with Canva, designing a social media post in Canva, making a flyer for an event with Canva, designing a business card in Canva, creating a custom Instagram story template in Canva, etc., etc. ChatGPT will generate, I would say, 10 basic tutorial ideas based on what he has found within its language models about Canva and what Canva is. It seems to understand what Canva is already because these are pretty accurate. They're not great, but they are pretty accurate. Now, another way to prompt better, because this is going to be a recurring theme in this tutorial. The better you prompt, the art of prompting, the better you prompt in ChatGPT, the better the result and the higher the quality of the responses you will get. So now we are going to try to elevate this because I'm not so satisfied about these answers, okay? So another way to do so would be to search for more material to input into ChatGPT before asking it to generate some ideas, okay? And be more specific also about the type of videos maybe we want to use. All right, so in order to be more precise and to create a better prompt from ChatGPT, I want to find a Canva landing page talking about a specific feature. All right, so let's see if we can find that right here from the Canva homepage, Design Spotlight. Let's see, photo editor. Let's go for video editor. Okay, so free online video editor. So this is a landing page by Canva. I'm just trying to see where I could grab some information that would be useful for my prompt right here. So all the video editing features you need, that is pretty useful. I'm gonna copy all of that information. Okay, so copy that, go back to ChatGPT. All right, so let me rephrase this prompt in a different way. This time I'm gonna put ChatGPT in a situation. I'm gonna say, you are a TikTok content creator who creates short form video content about Canva. Based on the information below, could you give me 10 video ideas about using Canva to create videos? Here is the information you need to analyze. And so now I'm just going to paste the information I copied from the Canva landing page. There you go. And once I'm done, I'm just gonna send the prompt. Okay, so TikTok is gonna analyze, so ChatGPT is going to analyze the prompt and then start generating some tutorial ideas based on my prompt. So how to create a video timeline in Canva, using Canva's free template to make a professional video, collaborating with a team on video project using Canva, editing videos on the go with Canva mobile app, adding animation to your videos using Canva, splitting and splicing footage in Canva to create a polished video. So you see, these are already of much higher quality because they focus on real features that exist in Canva. It is more precise than my first list of 10, I would say, mainstream tutorial ideas. So this is already much better. Now, this is how you generate, I would say, precise content ideas, by providing more information into ChatGPT, inputting all of that data so that it has more material to work with. All right, so this is the first thing I wanted to show you, how to generate content ideas. Let's move on to the second way I want to use ChatGPT as my personal assistant. Now that we have ideas, I want to ask ChatGPT to actually write scripts for some of these ideas. So let's pick two and ask it to develop an entire script for my TikTok video. And for that, I have another precise prompt that I want to show you. So let's use collaborating with the team on video project. That sounds good. So that's number 3. And splitting and splicing, crop resize, adding animation to your video, so 5. All right, so I like this one, so that's number 3, and adding animation to your videos using Canva, so that's 5. So, all right, I have another prompt. So this is how I would continue the conversation. I like option number 3 and 5. Could you write scripts for video tutorials of about 60 seconds? So you see I give him some extra information about the length for each of these 2 topics. The scripts need to be written in a conversational way, use wit and humor, have a CTA at the end asking the viewers to check the link in my bio for the full-length tutorial on YouTube. So I am being very precise about the tone of the video, the way it should talk to the viewers, and also about a specific call to action I would like to be inserted in the video. So let's see what ChatGPT can do with this information. All right, so it finished creating its response, and I do have 2 video tutorial ideas. So this is where the second one starts. So you see the video is about this long, which from experience is probably around the 60-second mark. 60 seconds is usually less than a page and about this size. So I think it did that correctly. Let me read the first one. So the video tutorial number 1, collaborating with a team on video projects using Canva. Opening shot, you sitting in front of a computer screen with Canva open. I like that it's not only giving me a script, it's also giving me directions on how to film, how to record this video, because it tells me what viewers need to see on screen. Me. Hey guys, have you ever tried collaborating on a video project with a team? Can be a real pain, but with Canva, it's a breeze. Cut to a demo of Canva's real-time collaboration features. So it understood that we need to see my talking head for maybe a couple of seconds, and then we cut to some B-rolls. In that case, it's also giving me instructions on what B-rolls to shoot, a demo of Canva's real-time collaboration feature. And then it goes on and creates a very, I would say, relevant video about this feature. For example, it says stuff like, as you can see, you can leave comments or assign actions on specific scenes for your team. Plus, with the ability to edit on any device, wherever inspiration strikes, you will be able to capture it. Cut back to you sitting in front of your computer. So I like that it understood the feature of leaving comments on any of the scenes of the video using Canva's built-in comment system. The reason it was that precise is because in my input, in my prompt, I paste a description of the message functionality in Canva. Remember, I pasted this from the landing page. Let me go back and find it. It's probably one of these features right here. So real-time collaboration, leave comment or assign action on specific scenes for your team. So because I was precise in my prompt, ChatGPT generated a precise script for my video. And then let's see how it dealt with the call to action at the end. Call to action, check the link in my bio for the full-length tutorial on YouTube to learn more about collaborating on Canva. And that's how we end the video. That was a pretty good video script. I mean, it would have taken me maybe an hour to do all of this research and then start like writing the script and have it like well structured like this, think about the B-rolls. ChatGPT did that for me in 5 minutes. Now, I'm not saying I will just turn on the camera and start saying this, because the beauty of this is that it is your base, okay? Your personal assistant did the work for you. Now you have to do your part. Like, you are the content creator. You are the reason people tune in to watch you, meaning your personality, your energy, your enthusiasm, your expertise that need to be added on top of this base layer of information. So that's how, in my opinion, everybody needs to be using ChatGPT. And that's also where people are going to cut corners. People are going to be simply using this or finding hacks to find a robot to read this and generate a video and put this on YouTube without showing your face or whatever. You'll find a lot of videos that try to cut corners, and these videos, trust me, they won't perform very well. Because if you cut corners, if you use a robot to create content for you, you and don't add any personality to it, nobody's gonna want to watch that. I think it is a really good time for content creators to take a minute and brainstorm what makes them special, why people watch them instead of somebody else in a world where information and content becomes so easy to create. What is going to tip the scale into your direction and bring people to watch your content when content is so readily available? And the answer is your personality. So absolutely do not skip that step, and to the contrary, build it, like develop that personality, develop that thing that makes you special. Right, we still have a lot of things to cover here. We've seen how to generate content ideas, generate scripts, entire scripts for your videos. Now let's see how you can use ChatGPT to optimize titles for your videos. Now, for this new prompt, I'm simply going to start from our YouTube channel and see if there is a video for which we could optimize the title. That's really what I want to ask ChatGPT to do, is to generate some better titles for my video. So for example, I have this one, Canva's 10 most underrated features. Okay, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to come back to ChatGPT and I'm going to create a new chat. It is important that you do create new chats, because otherwise ChatGPT still considers you are talking about the same conversation, all right? So you will see here on your left side all different conversations I've had with ChatGPT previously. So it is important that when you start something new, like in this case, you start a new chat. All right, so this is what I'm gonna ask. Could you optimize this title for SEO on YouTube? And then I paste the title with the little emojis. Let's see what happens. All right, so only one answer, 10 underrated Canva features you need to know. Then it pastes the same emoji here. So I'm not super convinced about this new title. So I could give it a thumb down, but I'm not a hater. So what I'm gonna do is please provide more. Provide me with more options. So you see, I start communicating with the chat because this is a human interaction, right? I mean, at least I'm a human. Unlock Canva's hidden gems, 10 underrated features, and then a diamond emoji. Maximize Canva's potential, 10 overlooked features, and then a rocket emoji. Canva Pro tips, 10 underrated features you need to know, fire. 10 Canva features you didn't know existed, head exploding. So these are already much better. So now I have some options, right? I have 10 titles here with customized emojis. I like that ChatGPT went as far as giving me the relevant emojis. So yeah, all I have to do is to pick the best, pick the one I think is the best, and simply swap the title and see, maybe run an A/B test with my TubeBuddy extension on YouTube and see which one performs best. So this is another way. When you receive a first answer, you're not completely convinced about it, do not hesitate to ask for more options. At the end of the day, this is mimicking human interaction. And if you're not happy with the response of someone when you talk to them, you might ask them in a different way. So that's what I did here. Now let's move on, and I would like to show you a couple of conversations I've had with ChatGPT recently and different tasks I ask it to conduct for me. I'm not going to do them live because these are right here, but what I'm going to do is to show you the conversations and the things that we can learn from them. The next one is that I wanted ChatGPT to brainstorm names for new content series that I'm intending to launch on this channel, and this content series is about interviewing experts. And you might remember this from a video we published recently about what to expect on our channel in 2023. Well, in that video, I talk about, I would love to start interviewing other experts. So I prompted ChatGPT, let me find this conversation. It is right here. So I asked ChatGPT, can you brainstorm smart and witty names for a YouTube series where I interview experts in different fields? Then I give it more details. I wrote, the shows will be educational, they will bring value, they will be fun to watch, they will be entertaining, they will contain actionable tips and be an interview type of video mixed with a tutorial. After watching the show, the viewer will have a list of concrete steps he can take and apply to his business. Okay, so that was my prompt. And ChatGPT said, sure, here's a few names, ideas for your YouTube series. Expert Insights, Pro Tips, Masterclass, Genius Corner, Prodigy Perspective, Brain Trust, Einstein's Lab, eureka moments, etc., etc. And then it finished with a little blurb about what these names and why I picked these names. So out of all of these, I didn't find many that really resonated to me, but one did, and that was pro tips. Because I felt like it summarized very well, it encapsulated well the essence of that show. So I communicated that to ChatGPT. I said, I like pro tips. Could you generate a few more like this one? Short, snappy, easy to remember. Okay, I really wanted to reinforce, like, I want this to be short and snappy. And then this is what it gave me. Pro mindset, pro coach, pro insider, pro secrets, pro hacks, pro blah, blah, blah. Pro everything basically, okay? To which I answered, I was not so happy. I didn't ask it to give me only pro blah 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 type of names. So I said, these are all using the word pro. Suggest me some without that word. And then it got back to work. He said, sure, here are a few more names. And then this is the new list. Genius sessions, mastermind moments, expert hours, knowledge cast, smart talk, brain boost, inside show, expert tutorial, etc., etc. Then again, he explained why he picked these ones. And so from the bunch, I kind of remembered smart talk. I like this one, smart talk and pro tips. So again, I told it, I really like pro tips and smart talks. Can you suggest a few more in that range of ideas? You see what I'm doing here? I'm trying to really narrow down not only a name, but a feeling, like the way it sounds. And I could see here the limitation of ChatGPT because it started providing me with names that were already mentioned before. Okay, so proactive show, proactive business, smart success. We started to get further and further away from what I was trying to generate. So I cut the conversation there and I said, okay, let's go with pro tips. All right, I decided, I made up my mind. Pro tips is a good name. And I asked it, can you give me a few punchy taglines for YouTube educational series called Pro Tips? So you see what I did here. I selected one. We are still in the same context and I asked it to go deeper, to work a bit more and provide me not just the name, but a tagline. That could be the playlist description, for example. And that's what it did. Expert advice for real-world success. The insider's guide to achieving your goals. Elevate your game with pro tips. Level up your knowledge with pro tips. Master the art of success with pro tips. From experts for success. Not great, but learn from the best to be the best, etc., etc. So nothing really great here. So again, I tried to refine. Could you focus on actionable tips, things viewers will be able to leverage straight away? And so this is what it generated. Get ahead with pro tips, actionable advice now, proven strategies you can implement today. Learn, apply, succeed. Pro tips. Empower your success with pro tips. Take your game to the next level with pro tips, etc., etc. But there is one that I actually really liked. It was this one. Pro tips, the shortcut to success. Pro tips, the shortcut to success. Not bad. I would change one thing. I would probably say your shortcut to success. Pro tips, your shortcut to success. And I believe I'm going to stick with this one. Pro tips, your shortcut to success. So this will be the name of our future series with the interview. Pro tips, your shortcut to success. So you see what I did here. Like we really had a back and forth with the AI to refine some concepts until we found something we liked. So this is just another way of making your life easier to use your personal assistant, your ChatGPT assistant, as a sounding board, like someone to brainstorm ideas with and generate ideas for you. Now, from this, you can definitely build some more, but this is already pretty good. Pro tips, your shortcut to success. Happy with this. All right, moving on. Something else I asked ChatGPT to do for me is to generate a list of questions for my video interviews. So the Pro Tips series will be me interviewing experts. So I actually need some questions to ask these experts. And the first expert I hope to get on the show is Michael Rubio. Michael works at Canva as a recruiter and he's a specialist on crafting a powerful resume, like resume tips and tricks to get noticed by recruiters. This is what he talks about. Michael has a TikTok channel where he talks about all of this, about this type of expertise, about getting hired, getting noticed by recruiters, crafting the perfect CV. So I needed some good questions in order to ask him when he will be on my show. All right, so this is the prompt I created, creating resume with Canva. I think this is the one. I asked ChatGPT, write me a list of 20 questions for my new podcast episode. I said it was a podcast because it might not understand the notion of video interview as much as podcast. It's pretty much the same. So I chose deliberately to call this a podcast, though it's going to be a YouTube video. So write a list of 20 questions for my new podcast episode. In this podcast, I interview Michael, who is a recruiter working for Canva, which is a big tech company located in Sydney. In case you didn't know, ChatGPT. The goal of the podcast is to, 1, teach people how to improve their resume and make sure they optimize their chances of getting hired. And 2, to promote Michael's course about creating resumes. So these are the 2 goals. You see, I provide this information, so ChatGPT has got some information, some context to work with. Generate a few questions related to Michael. These questions will help us understand what a recruiter does, what Michael's jobs look like at Canva, and then some other questions about how to create a resume that will get you noticed by recruiters. Focus on questions that will bring actionable tips to our audience. That was the prompt. And then ChatGPT thought a bit, and then it came up with this list of 20 questions, from which I have selected 10 to use for the show. And you'll see there are some pretty good questions here. Can you tell us about your background and how you became a recruiter at Canva? Can you describe a typical day in the life of a recruiter at Canva? How does Canva differ from other tech companies in terms of its recruiting process? Etc., etc. A couple of more that I really liked was, what are the most common mistakes you see candidates make on their resumes? Can you talk about a time when a candidate's resume really impressed you? This is a really good question. How to best handle gaps in employment on your resume. And then I love that ChatGPT understood my second goal for this podcast, which was to promote Michael's course. Can you tell us about the course you offer on creating resumes? What topics does it cover? And how can listeners enroll? So in my opinion, this was really useful. Then obviously after that, took that list and I trimmed it down to 10 questions with some minor tweaks here and there. But these questions were really great as a base to start with. So as you can see, this technology is pretty powerful, so useful for content creators. And yet I haven't showed you the best part. So stick around. And if you like this video, by the way, please smash the like button. This will really help me, or at least I think it will help me. That's what people say, that's what YouTubers say. It will help us get some visibility on YouTube. It will also show me, give me some feedback that you like the video. If you really love the video, you can leave me a comment. I'm for sure gonna read that comment, answer your comment, and we can have a conversation. Or maybe a bot will have a conversation. No, I'm just kidding. I will answer the comments. This is not something I'm ready to delegate to ChatGPT because I love answering you guys' comment. All right, back to the video. I have 2 more impressive prompts to show you to try with ChatGPT. This other use case right here is about summarizing information for you to process it, to consume it faster. So there is so much information out there. How do we consume it in the less possible time? Well, ChatGPT is here to help. So I found this video right here, the first one on top here, 5 massive graphic design trends in 2023. By our friend Will Patterson. I want to know what's in this video. So I'm gonna click on it. I'm gonna open the video.
Is that time?
Okay, I'm not gonna watch it, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on the 3 little dots right here and ask YouTube to show me the transcript. And now on this box right here, I see the entire transcript of the video, which I can copy. First, I need to select it all, like so. Then I can copy it just like so. Now I copied the entire transcript of this video. Everything Will is going to be saying. So now back to ChatGPT, and actually already did this prompt. So I'm going to show you the prompt already written, 5 massive right here. So the prompt is this one. I asked ChatGPT, can you summarize this video about 5 massive graphic design trends in 2023? Please structure your response in the following manner. So I didn't just ask the chat to summarize it, I asked it to summarize my video, but also to respect a specific structure. And then I gave it guidelines for that structure. So this is the format I would like it to use. I said, 1, create a separate paragraph for each of the 5 trends. 2, explain each trend in 1 paragraph. And 3, create a headline for each paragraph. So I gave it more data to use, more guidelines, more precise guidelines to achieve, hopefully, a better outcome, all right? And then I paste the entire script, goes all the way to when it says goodbye, 9:48, goodbye. So this is what ChatGPT did. Like trend number 1, virtual reality in graphic design, perfect. Like I have got my headline, I've got my paragraph. Trend number 2, vintage minimalism in graphic design, my headline, and then it stopped. It said, note, as the video transcript only provide the first 2 trends, I cannot provide the summary for the next 3 trends. And then I was a bit bummed, like what the heck? I thought the video was going until the end. So I located in the script, in the transcript of the video, I located the 3rd trend. So design trend number 3, low poly realism, starts at 3:59. So I went ahead and I copied this, and then I pasted it again and said, here's the transcript for trends 3, 4, and 5. Please continue. I mean, come on. So pasted the transcript. You already had the transcript before. And so there you go. Trend number 3, low poly realism. Trend number 4, 90s retro and graphic design. And trend number 5, Envato elements for graphic design. So the last one right here seemed a bit off. Seemed like this was not quite correct. So I went back to the video, unrolled the entire description here, and I found trend number 5. So I clicked here.
Now the last trend that we're going to see that's going to scare all of you is AI design.
So that's the actual trend number 5. So not what ChatGPT is writing here, Envato elements for graphic design. So this taught me 2 things. Like we have to take what ChatGPT gives us as an answer with a grain of salt. Like it's not always going to be correct, like in this case. So always do your due diligence, always know you are at risk of receiving erroneous information from this language model. So I said, I'm sorry, but that didn't quite hit the mark. You will notice that the transcript I provided contains some timestamps. So use these timestamps to highlight each of the 5 trends. This will help you. And then I copied and pasted the timestamp from Will's video description. So it started again, went to trend number 5, and again did that same mistake. All right. So I said, this was better, but trend number 5 is incorrect. So when it's wrong, tell it that it's wrong. The presenter actually presents trend number 5 as AI design. It starts at 7:52. Here is the transcript to help you generate the paragraph and headline about AI design. So I mention it. I'm super clear with my last guideline here because I was getting a little bit irritated. I mean, come on, that's not why I'm paying you. I'm not paying you. So I pasted the transcript for trend number 5. I mentioned the name of trend number 5, and I finally got what I needed. So design trend number 5, AI design in graphic design, my headline and my paragraph. So I was finally happy. Okay, that was good. Now please put the 5 trends together because I want the 5 trends in one block of text, right? And so that's what it did. Trend number 1, number 2, number 3, number 5, and trend number 5 was correctly written, correctly summarized. So this new task is really showing us that we need to be on top of the answers. We need to kind of like fact check and double fact check because sometimes some BS is gonna come up, and if you don't pay attention, if you just take this and paste it and create content straight away, you might look like an amateur, or you might commit some mistakes, or you might say something which you should not have said. Have you done your research a little bit or your fact checking? So take the responses with a grain of salt. And 2, learn how to communicate. Learn how to rectify and to correct the trajectory of a conversation using the tools that exist, that are at our disposals. Here on YouTube, I use the transcript, I use the timestamp that the creator had provided, and I gave some more precise guidelines to obtain some more precise outcomes. So that's really what we need to learn about this. And the last thing, the very last thing I want to show you for today, because this video is getting already pretty long, let me know in the comment if you'd like to see more about ChatGPT or about generative AI for images or anything really related to AI. Let me know what you'd like to learn and I will try to do some more research and come up with that content for you guys. So the last thing I want to show you is the potential of ChatGPT to translate information in other languages. So what I did here, I simply used this text right here that was finally well organized. I have my 5 design trends, well structured. I copied all of this and I created a new prompt asking ChatGPT to translate that into French. So this is my exact prompt. I asked, could you translate this article into French for me, please? And I pasted the whole thing. And so this is what ChatGPT came up with, full text in French, and I do speak French, it is my native language, so I can vouch for the translation here. But I just noticed that there was one word that should not have been translated, and that is the word design. ChatGPT translated the word design to a French word, conception, which does not mean design. I mean, it is a synonym, but it's not the proper use in this particular example. So conception tendance numéro 1 is not the same as design trend number 1. And so I noticed that and I wanted that to be changed in the entire article. And I tried something quite ballsy here. I tried switching to French. Though my original prompt was in English, because I asked it to translate into French, I decided, let's see what happens when I start talking to it in French. So I said, merci, c'était pas mal, sauf que tu as confondu le mot design pour conception. Thanks, that was not too bad, though you misused the word design and when you translate it by conception. Peux-tu, en gardant le mot design dans sa langue originale, l'anglais, ne pas traduire design par conception? So, could you, by keeping the word design in its original language, English, not translate design for conception? That's what I wrote in French. And it answered in French. It said, of course, here are the titles and the description without translating the word design and keeping that word in English. Design trend 1, virtual reality in graphic design. Headline, adapting the advancement. This was English. So I said, stop. You know, you can stop the chat when it's generating. You can click that button that says stop generating. So I did that for the very first time. I said, stop. Il me faut la version en français. I need the French version. And then this happened. It said, oh, I'm sorry. Désolé means sorry. So he actually asked for forgiveness. He said, oh, I'm sorry, master. Here is the French translation, blah, blah, blah. And then it gave me the French translation, keeping the word design in its original language, which was exactly what I asked. Phew! All right, guys, so we're going to leave it here for this tutorial. I think I did a good job at showing you the power of this new technology. And I urge you to do like I did, like spend some time using this platform. Figure out a way to better communicate with this chat, because this, what some people on the internet call the art of prompting, ChatGPT, is going to bring you the best results. The better you get at prompting, the better your answers will be, believe me. And I think if you remember one thing from this tutorial is this, like provide as much information in the best structured and concise way possible. So on this slide, I put 4 golden rules I think you should take away from this video. First, define the purpose and focus of the conversation. You really need to be clear on what it is you're trying to achieve with this new prompt, with this new conversation. So define the purpose and the focus. Number 2, use clear, specific, and relevant language, okay? You cannot be vague here. You need to be very precise, very clear with the prompt you are inputting into the chat, because this is all it has to generate your answer. Number 3, you need to feed ChatGPT some data. It needs data to work, and tell it what to do with that data, okay? Remember when I inputted the transcript of the YouTube video, I told it, this is the data, and this is what I want you to do with it. This is how I want you to structure your response. So feed it some data and tell it what to do with the data, how to use the data, okay? Very important. And last but not least, keep the conversation on track. If you see it's going in a way that you're not very satisfied with, rectify the trajectory, keep the conversation on track, like provide some additional information, kind of like what I did with the YouTube video when it gave me trend number 5, which was not trend number 5. So I went in there, looked at the timestamp, listened to this 2 seconds of the video, figure out what trend number 5 was all about, and then came back to the chat and rectified the trajectory. I put the conversation back on track and ended up with the result I was expecting. All right, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna leave you with 2 other videos right here. The first one on top is from our friend Rob Bolivar. He put together this crash course on Chat GPT. So if you want to learn more about the basics, you can watch this one. And the other one right here is something YouTube tells me you would like. So make sure to check it out.